Italy is a country that feels less like a place on a map and more like a living, breathing story. A mosaic of ancient civilizations, artistic revolutions, culinary traditions, and landscapes that seem sculpted by time itself. When people think of Italy, they often imagine the Colosseum, the canals of Venice, or a plate of pasta. But the truth is that Italy is far more complex, far more layered, and far more surprising than the clichés suggest. Today, we're diving into 10 of the most fascinating facts about Italy. Facts that reveal the country's hidden depths, its contradictions, its triumphs, and the extraordinary influence it has had on the world. This is not just a list. It's a journey through history, culture, science, geography, and human creativity. So, settle in, because Italy has stories to tell. Let's begin with the first fact. Italy is home to more UNESCO World Heritage Sites than any other country on Earth. This alone tells you something about the density of history packed into this relatively small peninsula. From ancient Roman ruins to medieval towns, from Renaissance masterpieces to natural wonders, Italy's heritage is so vast that even Italians themselves sometimes struggle to keep track of it all. Cities like Rome, Florence, and Venice are essentially open-air museums, but the real magic lies in the lesser-known places, the ancient cave dwellings of Matera, the truly houses of Alberobello, the archaeological sites of Sicily, and the Dolomites in the north. Italy's landscapes and monuments are not just preserved, they are lived in. People walk past structures older than entire nations, and daily life unfolds in the shadows of history. This coexistence of past and present is one of Italy's defining characteristics. It's not a country that simply remembers its history, it inhabits it. Our second fact takes us into the world of language. Italian, as we know it today, is based largely on the Tuscan dialect, specifically the Florentine variety used by Dante Alighieri in the 14th century. Before Italy unified in the 19th century, the peninsula was a patchwork of states, each with its own dialect, many of which were so different that people from different regions could barely understand one another. Dante's Divine Comedy became so influential that his version of Italian eventually became the standard. Even today, Italy is home to dozens of regional dialects and minority languages, some of which are so distinct that linguists classify them as separate languages entirely. Sicilian, Neapolitan, Venetian, Sardinian, these are not just accents. They are linguistic worlds with their own grammar, vocabulary, and centuries of literature. Italy's linguistic diversity reflects its long history of independent kingdoms, foreign influences, and cultural microcosms. To understand Italy is to understand that it is not one culture, but many cultures woven together. Our third fact brings us to a topic Italy is universally associated with: food. But here's the twist. Many of the dishes we think of as Italian classics are actually relatively modern. Tomatoes, for example, arrived in Italy only after the Columbian Exchange in the 16th century, and Italians didn't widely adopt them until much later. Pizza, in its modern form, emerged in Naples in the 18th century. Tiramisu was invented in the 20th century. Even pasta, though ancient in concept, evolved dramatically over time. What makes Italian cuisine remarkable is not just its flavors, but its philosophy, simplicity, regional identity, and respect for ingredients. Each region has its own specialties, shaped by geography and history. The north favors butter, rice, and polenta. The south leans toward olive oil, tomatoes, and seafood. Emilia-Romagna is the land of Parmigiano Reggiano and balsamic vinegar. Tuscany is known for rustic bread and hearty soups. Sicily blends Italian, Arab, Greek, and Spanish influences into something entirely unique. Italian cuisine is not one tradition. It is hundreds of traditions, each fiercely protected and deeply rooted in local identity. Our fourth fact takes us into the realm of science and innovation. Italy is often celebrated for its art and culture, but it has also been a powerhouse of scientific discovery. Leonardo da Vinci, of course, stands as one of the greatest polymaths in history. But Italy's contributions extend far beyond him. Galileo Galilei revolutionized astronomy and physics, laying the foundations for modern science. Alessandro Volta invented the electric battery. Enrico Fermi helped develop nuclear physics. Rita Levi-Montalcini made groundbreaking discoveries in neurobiology. Even the modern eyeglass was invented in Italy during the Middle Ages. Italy's scientific legacy is often overshadowed by its artistic reputation. But the truth is that the country has shaped the modern world in ways that are both visible and invisible. From electricity to medicine, from engineering to mathematics, Italy's intellectual contributions continue to resonate globally. Our fifth fact explores Italy's geography, which is far more diverse than many people realize. The country stretches from the snow-covered Alps in the north to the sun-drenched Mediterranean islands in the south. It has active volcanoes like Vesuvius, Etna, and Stromboli, some of the most studied in the world. It has lakes, plains, cliffs, and coastlines that vary dramatically from region to region. Italy's shape, the famous boot, is iconic, but what's inside that shape is even more extraordinary. The Dolomites offer some of the most dramatic mountain landscapes in Europe. Tuscany's rolling hills look like paintings come to life. The Amalfi Coast clings to cliffs in a way that seems to defy gravity. Sardinia has beaches that rival the Caribbean. Sicily is a world unto itself, with ancient temples, rugged mountains, and fertile volcanic soil. Italy's geography has shaped its culture, its cuisine, its architecture, and even its politics. It is a land of contrasts, where every region feels like a different country. Our sixth fact brings us to the heart of Italian identity: art. Italy has produced more influential artists than perhaps any other nation. Michelangelo, Raphael, Caravaggio, Botticelli, Bernini. These names are synonymous with artistic genius. The Renaissance, which transformed Europe and reshaped human understanding of beauty, perspective, and the human form, began in Italy. Florence was its epicenter, but its influence spread to Rome, Venice, and beyond. Italian art is not just about paintings and sculptures. It is about a worldview that celebrates human potential, emotion, and expression. Even today, Italy remains a global center for design, fashion, architecture, and craftsmanship. From luxury brands to handmade ceramics, from modern cinema to opera, Italy continues to shape global aesthetics. Art is not just part of Italy's past, it is part of its present and future. Our seventh fact focuses on Italy's political history, which is as dramatic as any opera. Italy unified as a nation only in 1861, making it relatively young compared to its ancient roots. Before unification, the peninsula was divided into kingdoms, duchies, republics, and territories controlled by foreign powers. The unification movement, known as the Risorgimento, was driven by figures like Giuseppe Garibaldi, Count Cavour, and King Victor Emmanuel II. But even after unification, Italy's political landscape remained turbulent. The 20th century saw the rise of fascism under Benito Mussolini, World War II, and the eventual establishment of the Italian Republic in 1946. Italy's modern political system is known for its frequent government changes, coalition politics, and regional tensions. Yet despite the chaos, Italy remains a stable democracy with a strong economy, a high quality of life, and a deep commitment to cultural preservation. Its political story is one of struggle, resilience, and reinvention. Our eighth fact takes us into the world of fashion and craftsmanship. Italy is one of the global capitals of style, home to brands that define luxury and elegance. Milan is one of the big four fashion cities, alongside Paris, London, and New York. But Italian fashion is not just about runways, it is about craftsmanship passed down through generations. Leatherwork in Tuscany, silk production in Como, jewelry in Vicenza, tailoring in Naples, these traditions are the backbone of Italian design. Italians have an innate sense of style that blends simplicity, quality, and confidence. Whether it's a perfectly tailored suit, a handcrafted shoe, or a piece of Murano glass, Italian craftsmanship is recognized worldwide for its attention to detail and timeless beauty. Fashion in Italy is not superficial, it is cultural heritage expressed through fabric, form, and artistry. Our ninth fact explores Italy's influence on music. Italy is the birthplace of opera, a form of art that combines music, drama, and spectacle. Composers like Verdi, Puccini, and Rossini created works that continue to be performed around the world. Musical terminology, allegro, piano, forte, crescendo, is Italian because Italy shaped the foundations of Western music. The violin, as we know it today, was perfected in Italy by luthiers like Stradivari and Guarneri. Even modern pop culture owes a debt to Italian musical traditions. Italy's musical heritage is vast, emotional, and deeply woven into the fabric of global culture. From classical masterpieces to contemporary festivals, music remains one of Italy's most powerful cultural exports. And finally, our 10th fact brings us to something that defines Italy perhaps more than anything else: its people. Italians are known for their warmth, their passion, their sense of community, and their ability to find joy in the everyday. Family is central to Italian life, not just as a social unit but as a cultural foundation. Meals are not just about food, they are about connection. Conversations are animated, expressive, and filled with emotion. Italians value beauty, not in a superficial sense, but as something that enriches life. Whether it's a well-cooked meal, a piece of art, a scenic view, or a moment shared with loved ones. Italy's greatest treasure is not its monuments or its cuisine. It is the spirit of its people, who carry forward a legacy of creativity, resilience, and humanity. Italy is a country of contradictions, ancient yet modern, chaotic yet elegant, diverse yet unified. Its influence on the world is immeasurable, touching everything from art and science to food and fashion. These 10 facts only scratch the surface of what makes Italy extraordinary, but they reveal a nation that has shaped human civilization in countless ways. Whether you visit for the history, the landscapes, the culture, or the food, Italy has a way of staying with you long after you leave. It is not just a place to see, it is a place to feel. And that is what makes it truly unforgettable.